Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, this is a short message regarding the first 10 days of Zul Hijja. Very special days are upon us. Today is the 29th, according to the Hilal sighting in Australia, which is on Tuesday. And inshallah, tonight the Hilal will be sighted, and maybe tomorrow or the day after will be the first of Zul Hijja, and the 10th of Zul Hijja is Eid. The 9th of Zul Hijja is the day of Arafah, which we fast, and there's rewards for that, which will be explained in the Jummah, inshallah. There's a few points. Firstly, the reward for these days, as in the hadith, in the riwayah that's mentioned, that every day is the reward of a whole year of fasting, and every night, the ibadah of the night is equal to night of Laylatul Qadr. So there's very significant days, and days that we should worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in, especially in these days in lockdown. We don't have any excuse. We should make the most of this time and maximize our ibadah in this time. Secondly, those people that are doing udhiya or Qurbani, they're doing a sacrificial animal, they from the first of Zul Hijja, the eve of Zul Hijja. So if the moon is sighted, they shouldn't cut their hair or nails from any of their body until the animal has been confirmed that the animal has been sacrificed, whether it's here or overseas. Most of us will be probably doing it overseas. It'll be difficult, challenging to do it in Australia in these days. But the last point I wanted to mention was regarding the udhiya itself. Giving sadaqah of the equivalent amount will not be a replacement for the udhiya. In some of the schools, udhiya is compulsory for each. In the Hanafi fiqh, each baligh individual has the means and fulfills the conditions. It's wajib upon them to do udhiya, each adult person. Adult person, someone who's become baligh Islamically, has reached the age of puberty, is compulsory for each person. And for in other schools, a family, an animal can be done for each family. Also, in the other schools, also sunnah muakkada. It's an emphasized sunnah. Other than that, udhiya is a symbol of Islam, sacrifice, because we express throughout the whole world that we are on the way of our Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and on the way and the sacrifice of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. As Sayyidina Ibrahim was ready to sacrifice his world and so forth, we are also ready to follow the footsteps of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam and acknowledge that sacrifice, and we also want to sacrifice for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's symbolic, but it affects the whole of our deen. So therefore, it's something that should not be taken lightly. Those people that are suggesting, or they are saying that we shouldn't do it, or trying to avoid it, they go against the spirit of the whole deen of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They're going against the whole spirit of deen itself. Therefore, they should, if they can't do a very expensive animal, they can meet the criteria and do it in a country, because the variations are quite a lot. Sometimes we might not be able to afford an animal that's very expensive. So the variation from, if you look online, somewhere between $50 to $300. If you do in the Middle East, it's about $300. My advice is that if you can spend more. Spend more. Alhamdulillah, there's brothers doing charities, we're running charity. They can that meat, it's distributed, so it's used for people as well. But the essence of udhiya, Qurbani, it's not a sadaqah. It's a sacrifice, an offering that we make before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He accepts from us, inshallah. And if He accepts it, He'll accept us, inshallah, as well. So it's about our taqwa. It's not the flesh and the meat, but it's our taqwa in our heart. The final thing I want to mention, people that question and they said, well, we should use this, it's COVID-19 2020, therefore we should, and we're in lockdown and people are difficulty. And there are Muslims in difficulty throughout the world. This is disingenuous, because why would you go for the first hukam that comes along where there's some financial offering that we have to make for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or we have to actually sacrifice something for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Why is it that has to be the first thing has to go? Why not the 12 months, a year that we live, where we're spending and I'm talking about Australia, where our shopping bill is hundreds of dollars per week. For most people on average, our shopping bill is $100 a week. Why not we cut into that? We can give so much charity to people from that, but instead the first thing that will go to the once in a year order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we cut into that. Instead of actually changing our lifestyle, if we're genuine about and sincere about the poor people, then we will change our lifestyle, the way we eat, the way we consume, and so forth. Hence, there is no replacement for udhiya. Everyone that is obliged to do it shar'an in the sharia and they fulfill the conditions, they have to and they should make it a point to make sure that they do it and organize in advance. If you can't do it locally, make sure the money is sent in advance and is done properly. There are so many charities online. I have placed a video in the description of the hikmah and why we can't send money from Sheikh Muhammad bin Adam al-Kawthari from the UK. Those that want to watch and understand in more detail why we sacrifice it, we don't just send the money to the poor. This is not a mutually exclusive thing, that we can do charity and we can also do udhiya. Both are encouraged, but this doesn't, by giving charity doesn't replace the order of udhiya, like it doesn't replace the order, giving charity doesn't replace the order of salat or fasting and so forth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us understanding and tawfiq, and give us tawfiq to do the Qurbani with sincerity and accept it from us and accept it from all the Muslims. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.